All right, so watch this video till the end because we will do all the unboxings, plus take you on a travel vlog with us, behind the scenes, what's coming, what we're working on, all that stuff. So watch this entire video till the end for all the information on what you're getting this month and what's about to happen at Privada Cigar Club. All right, we're here at MCO Orlando. We're on our way to Youngstown for the Hungry Herf. We're going to take you there with us. Did you see the candy kiosk out there?
No, I didn't.
It's unbelievable. They have every candy ever made. We got to stop there on the way back. I got to get something for my kid.
Yeah.
Oh, chocolate gators. You need that. You got it. I mean, come on. You see a gummy shark, you got to have that.
It's $30.
It's the Great Lakes. Lake Erie.
Nice.
I absolutely hated this flight tremendously. Good old Cleveland weather. It's like 60 degrees out here in May. I got a convertible. All right, stop. So we got super hungry and we stopped in, what town are we in? We're on Main Street in, Hudson. We're in Main Street in Hudson and we're at a place called the Farmer's Rail, which has the sickest collection of bourbon probably seen outside of Louisville. It looks like they have good bar food. This place is looking pretty legit. I'm very impressed. You should see this like butcher rack thing they have. And yeah, so we're gonna eat and we're on our way to the first night of the Hungry Herf. Eating healthy as usual. What do you got? You wanna just name some...
So we're one of the few locations in Ohio that has some double legal very rare. We also have 7 of our own barrel picks, ranging everything from Weller Full Proof to Penelope Architect. We have from 1792, and then we just try to collect whatever we can. And whatever.
You have all the you have most of the pappies.
We have every pappy. We actually have a pappy flight you can do. That'll have, you can have 4 of them and you could add the 23 on as an extra. The Old Fitzgerald collection, we have one of the largest Old Fitzgerald collections anywhere.
We are headed to Sigaro. I need toothpicks or floss. Staying at the Best Western. What a mistake.
Here if it wasn't for driving, so thank you.
Well, thank you. First of all, it's always such a surreal thing to even see people show up. I serve all of you guys online and by email, and I hope you know that every email that we send you is from the heart, it's genuine, and we're here to serve you.
Thank you. I just wanted to say hello. Thank you all for coming, and Brian said it best. This place is pretty spectacular.
And go easy on the pierogies tomorrow. There's only 800 of them. I gotta have some. I'll pick this up in the airport for anyone. So now here we are. We've got pretty much every LCA release. We got Uncle Paulie's. I mean, these things have been around these have got to be 5 years aged now. This was a big slept-on release. I'm a big fan of these cigars. Blue cheese. Oh. These are fantastic.
I wanted to thank Brian and everybody for allowing me to be a part of this Privada Club family. It makes me, ever since I joined, I feel like a part of something very special. It's always an exciting thing for me to get my cigars every month and see what I have. And taste them, and it just makes me feel like I'm part of something, an exclusive community.
It's great. I'm waiting for the wings.
What'd you get with flavor?
I just got buffalo.
Last year, William, the poor guy,
It did great. Ralph hooked it up. My favorite place in the world, dude. This is it. This is my inspiration for Privada and everything I do with product development. Come on now. Come on, son. That's great. This is a cool place. I wish there were more places like this. Outdoor seating, coffee. I think I'm drinking too much coffee though. This is a big month for me in particular because I finally get to release, after a year of aging, the coffee pairing cigars. Part of the reasons why we let the cigars age were because, well, cigars get better with age typically, especially the first few years. But also because we needed to get the fine tuning of coffee roasting down. Guys, we're here roasting coffee today, waiting on Ophelia to get here. We have the Connecticut, or the light roast, the Habano, or the medium roast, and we have the Maduro. Today we're doing the Maduro because the Maduro sells more. Everyone knows people just love this, like, you know, super roasted espresso coffee. But I do want to point out to you that these coffees were roasted specifically for these cigars, and that's pretty cool to have this special pairing program. So yeah, that's it. The beans are, by the way, these beans are like, anyone else would be charging $24 a pound for this stuff. This is like super high-end coffee, SHB, Guatemala, really dope stuff. And we're gonna make coffee. Okay, I'm ready to drop in.
Yeah, we're just gonna go based on
Time, right?
time.
Went through tons, hundreds of pounds of coffee before we got it right, but each of these cigars is a Privada coffee and chocolate pairing cigar. Couldn't come out with the chocolate yet, but that's coming. But we do have the coffee that pairs with each of these. These are $16 cigars. They're more expensive to make than most of our stuff, and as you can see, they're beautifully box pressed. And this is the first time I think we've ever done a full line all at once, where we have a Maduro, a Habano, and a Connecticut. They're all 5.5 by 54, which is becoming one of my favorite Vitolas. It's between a Robusto and a Toro, and it's just enough to make you want a little bit more, but not too much. So let's start out with the Connecticut, which is my favorite. This is a fantastic cigar with a light roast coffee, and it's not just because the Connecticut wrapper is lighter. It's because it just has some fruitier notes, some light roast coffee notes. When you leave the roasting to a minimum, you get more expression out of the beans. Some people really like it, some people don't like it at all, but we made a coffee to pair with this. This cigar will give you honey, hay, almonds, black pepper, a little white pepper further down. It's creamy, rich, like a sweet cream, and it just goes really well with a light roast coffee or coffee with heavy milk. With your lattes, your light roast coffee black, and a light and sweet coffee, a little cream and sugar in there. This is your guy. Next, we have the Habano. This is going to give you more of the baker spices, cinnamon, nutmeg. You're gonna get black pepper that's red at first, then turns black, then turns white in the final third. You're going to get some notes of cedar. You're going to get some really good, just bold body on this. And this is great. Anytime after lunch, medium roast coffee. We have a Habano that is actually the light roast and the dark roast together, okay? And that's where we came up with the Habana roast. It's actually quite perfect. And so this still allows the coffee to maintain a lot of nuance, but also give you that dark thing that you're looking for in most coffees. It's good for espresso and pour over at the same time, whereas the light roast is more just for pour over or French press, any of that stuff. And then finally, we have our Maduro. This goes with our dark roast. You're gonna get notes of dark chocolate, some cherries, sweetness all the way through. I would say mostly just dark chocolate, berries, and a little bit of like mocha in there. So this is a really good Maduro. If you love Maduro cigars, this is fantastic. It has a beautiful San Andreas wrapper on it, and all of these cigars were made at Tabacalera Annex, blended by AJ, and yeah, man, I'm really happy to be able to offer these to you guys. We're here in Pittsburgh because we're doing a little R&D after the Hungry Herf, and we wanted to get some inspiration because we're going to do an homage to Pittsburgh box, Pittsburgh themed box, and that's coming up soon. And so while we're here, we're going to smoke some cigars, take in the views, and dig into these now that they've been aged a full year. Okay guys, we are here at Primanti Brothers in Pittsburgh. We're at the location on Forbes Avenue, which is where it's near Carnegie Mellon and or Carnegie Mellon, depending on who you are, and University of Pitt. And this is just an iconic sandwich that you have to get. Similar to what the cheesesteak is to Philly, this is to Pittsburgh. So let's go in and enjoy some food. One bite, everyone does it. Oh my God, how are you supposed to bite? How are you supposed to bite? I can see why it's a famous sandwich. I mean, this got chia, honey, what was it? Bee pollen.
Charcoal.
Acai, charcoal, and then you're gonna need to run right back to your Airbnb or your hotel room because this ain't gonna last very long. Oh, look, we're on camera. Look, video. Yeah. Hey, we got you.
Tell them how much it was.
It was a lot of money. It was an investment in our health to eat acai this morning. It was quite the investment. It was $50 for the two of us. So the acai bowl now costs $75 because I've got a $25 ticket. You. How about I'm bringing business to the area? Sons of. You ready to go eat now? And action. Okay, y'all, we are here at the legendary Leaf and Bean in Pittsburgh Strip District, and we're gonna do a behind the box for Farm Rolled June 2025. Farm Rolled is one of my favorite subscriptions that we offer, and the reason why it's so great, for those of you that don't know what Farm Rolled is when a factory gets an order to make a cigar, let's say it's 100,000 of those cigars or 20,000 of those cigars, they have to buy an estimated amount of tobacco to make those cigars. And they don't just stop at the 10,000, they stop when those bunches that they've made to make that cigar are over. It's usually an extra 500,000, sometimes even more. We take those and put them in Farm Rolled. So Farm Rolled are your favorite cigars that you can find on shelves in stores, but without bands on them, because we don't want to degrade the brands. That was always the complaint in our industry, is Cigar of the Month Club, you're gonna cheapen the brands, and that's not what we're here to do. We're here to elevate brands, not cheapen them. So let's just get right into it. Farm rolled is now becoming so aged, it's crazy. And this one we lovingly call the Ziploc, okay? You see that age on that cello here? This is a 6x46, one of my favorite connoisseur sizes of all times. It's got a slightly shaggy foot, and I'm pretty sure Rojas made this, but we call it Ziploc because they were put in Ziploc bags with Boveda, and then we forgot about them for years. So I'm pretty sure Rojas made this. Shout out to my man Noel Rojas. We got a bunch of stuff coming from him. Great guy. And as you can see, we got some age on that cello. Now remember, yellowing cello is not always indicative of how aged the cigar is. This were the last batch that I was ever sent of Minnesota Fats, and they were unbanded. We ran out of the cloth that we were wrapping the foot with. And so they've been sitting there for quite some time, and it's such a unique, distinct size, this big fat box press, gordito basically, and it's such a great cigar. Now you can see, for those of you that know, the Minnesota Fats must be at least 5 or 6 years aged now, and the cello's not that yellow, so it's not always indicative of the aging, but it does help to identify an aged cigar. This is one of the best cigars we've ever produced. I truly believe that, and I guarantee you I'm gonna get requests for more of these. It's the same as the Minnesota Fats. We also did a Minnesota Fats barrel press, but barrel aged, but that's a whole different story. Okay, next on the list, we have a 5x52 out of the Dominican Republic. This is a fantastic cigar that was rolled in Tamboril about 2 years ago, and it is finally ready to smoke. If you like Davidoff style Dominican tobacco, you're going to like this cigar. I'm super excited to share that with you. Again, aged. I don't think there's anything in here that's not aged at least 2 years, some up to 5 years. And finally, we have a 4-year aged cigar that was made by Chico Rivas when he first started making cigars for us a few years ago. And he said it already had age on it, but it is what it is, man. I had it for like 4 years, so that's what I'm gonna tell you, but it could be 5 years aged. I'm smoking the Minnesota Fats. I just wanted to see how it's aging. I cannot believe how much flavor this has. It's better than it was then. For sure, aging has added to it, but what you don't want aging to do is to take away from the spices and the body, and it did not. I'm just shocked at how good this is. I love that red wrapper. Rich, dark brown red, that Colorado. Beautiful thing. Damn, we're not gonna be able to ride this freakishly freaking steep, weird, high thing that was constructed over 100 years ago. This is decaying. This is Joe on the other side.
Oh yeah.
So, but they only take cash. We'll have to drive like normal people. So coming to a LCA shop near you on June 6th, which is the first Friday of the month, always the LCA release, we have Privada Cigar Club's Year of Hiss. This is our take on Year of the Snake or Chinese Zodiac. I was always taken aback by how seriously some of these companies take their year of packaging, and I wanted to show them that we could do it just as well in a playful way and make sure that the cigar is even better than what most of them are putting out. This cigar has a wrapper on it that was aged 5 or 6 years. I forget the exact story, but I know it's over 5 years, and it's a AA rated Mexican San Andreas wrapper from the Tarrant family, which they're the premier growers of San Andreas wrapper. You've seen us do documentaries there and everything. The binder and some of the fillers were grown by AJ himself in Esteli, and those have been aged over 3 years. We also have a really special Dominican tobacco that was grown in the Cibao Valley, and that is in the fillers. And we also have been playing around over the last few years with this Colombian tobacco that we found. I love it, man. With a new face of cigars.
I love it.
All I can say is this is a very special moment for me, and I believe a very special moment for cigar culture. Why? Well, because we found one of the last and probably newest growers of tobacco in Puerto Rico. It's very rare that someone grows cigar tobacco in Puerto Rico. You can go on vacation and find cigars down there, and no disrespect to anyone, but most of the time you can tell they're mostly Dominican tobacco. This is actually made with 100% Puerto Rican tobacco from one farm. So this is a single estate, a single year, so a single vintage for my wine people out there. And it's just special to me because it's one of those Caribbean islands that really has a history in tobacco, but just it hasn't been a part of the last 30 years, the few booms that we've had. You have to go out and get this. This has to be in your collection. There's just no question about it. You have to know what real Puerto Rican tobacco tastes like in a cigar made of Puerto Rican tobacco. It's just, I just can't tell you how special it is and how proud I am to be involved with it. When I was young, I grew up with a lot of Puerto Rican people, and they taught me a lot, and I've always wanted to pay my respects back to my Boricuas by coming out with a Puerto Rican cigar and something that we could potentially do annually. So as long as our crop is good, we'll be able to put this cigar out annually, and you can taste the difference. This is different. If you can retrohale and you can get nuances out of cigar, you've never had a cigar like this. And I hope everyone goes out and gets this, because this is history in the making, and it's amazing to see how Puerto Rico tastes, how that soil and that leaf taste out of there. And that's what Privada Cigar Club's all about, finding stuff like this. So go get this. Oh my God.
Good?
You guys try that. That is fantastic.
What is it?
I don't know. It's Chicharron home, and it's fantastic. This place is... Very interesting, not something I would probably order again, but really, really, really good and nuanced like crazy. All right, y'all, Brian's Box 2025. So for those of you that don't know, Brian's Box is something that's more comparable to, I guess, your regular run-of-the-mill Cigar of the Month Club. It's for someone that's looking for 4 cigars under $30, and you want them to be good cigars, okay? The difference with Brian's Box is we either do a complete takeover from a brand that you probably haven't smoked yet but should, or we go dig in the crates in our collection and find things that we used years ago that have been sitting there aging, and we're about to run out of them. So it's a good place to kind of smoke things that I want to smoke. Really, at the end of the day, that's what Brian's Box is, and that's why it's called Brian's Box, is because these are the cigars that may have been on my mind, or the brands that I may have said, hey, I want to try that. And so that's what we got here. Right now, we're still going through our collection, and we're finding some really cool stuff. Now, I put these boxes together months in advance, so it's always kind of a surprise what's going to be in here when I open Brian's Box. And okay, I see where we're at here. So right here we have the Narcos RL. Now, for those of you that don't know about Narcos, these guys roll out of Chico's factory. They're young guys. One of them rides a motorcycle. They're very cool Dominican people, and they want to keep the tradition going. They love Chico's work, but they also want to add their own flair to it. And you can taste that when you smoke this 5x50 Habano. That is a complete Dominican puro, but there's something different about it. You got to try this. We had it in the club a long time ago and everyone loved it. And so now here it is 2 years later in Brian's box. Next, these came out last year. This is the Superb by Blackbird. For those of you that don't understand this yet, Blackbird is becoming one of the most premier Dominican manufacturers in our industry. Their tobaccos are unique because of two things. One, they're taking old school and mixing it with new school, and they're using tobaccos from other countries. Two, they have their OG at the top of the heap there, who's doing some of the blending and guiding them along. That is El Caballo. He was one of Davidoff's best rollers. And three, the construction is just fantastic, and I believe that's because of the way that El Caballo manages the production line. So this is a 5x54, I believe. Okay, and then next we have something that for those of you that love the Davidoff Kellner family, the history, that whole thing, we have something for you. This is 73. This was an exclusive for Privada Cigar Club from at least 2 years ago. This was made by Hendrik Kellner, who is Henke Kellner's son. He is one of the most passionate cigar manufacturers I've ever met. He's also one of the nicest, kindest people I've met in this industry. And a lot of what they call quote-unquote cigar nerds or cigar heads are infatuated with his factory, Kellner Boutique Factory, KBF. They've produced some legendary cigars, and this guy, I can tell you, is not about the money, he's about the craft. And so I wanted to see how this thing is aging. Last but not least, you guys remember the original lot of the cannoli, and this is by my guys Amendola. These are a couple Italian guys that got really into tobacco and actually started rolling cigars. In fact, they do a lot of rolling events and things like that. Well, they got to work with Aganorsa Tobacco, who grow some of the best tobacco in all of Nicaragua, about 4 years ago, and they made us this cigar. It's a 6x46. Actually, I think this is a 5.5x46 box press, and it was one of the best cigars we had put out the year we put it out 3 or 4 years ago. So I wanted to see how this was aging. I was shocked we had enough to put in Brian's box, and I'm really proud to be able to offer this to you. Look, you're talking about no less than 1 year and up to 4 years of age. All four of them, beautiful cigars from reputable people, all stored in using the Privada method in our collection for years. And it's just special. You can't get this anywhere else, and you will notice a difference when you smoke them. So that's Brian's box for June 2025. I hope you're enjoying our video here in Pittsburgh. We couldn't help but want to come outside and film. There's just so many cool places that are great on camera everywhere you look. And so as you know, we're here looking for inspiration on a Pittsburgh themed Privada Cigar Club rare box. I already have the cigars aging, and so now it's going to be a matter of picking which cigars and then making the art for them. And I think we gathered enough today to find inspiration on what we want to use as our subjects for the bands. So with all that said, I just want to say thank you so much for all of your support. This month has been phenomenal. There seems to be a growing interest in Privada Cigar Club again all of a sudden, and I'm just so grateful. I know that's coming from you guys' word of mouth. I know it's not the algorithm, although the views are up, it's mostly members that watch it. It's a shame in social media what's going on. I mean, you can't even search us if you're not following us, but that's okay. Because of you, we're going to live long and prosper, and I thank each and every one of you for being involved in that. And that's it. If you need anything, email me anytime. Until then, I'm going to be hanging out in skate parks, smoking cigars, and that's about it. Peace. Oh, you caught me. So we made our way back to Orlando a few days later, and we got the inspiration we were looking for in Pittsburgh to make a Pittsburgh themed box. I'm going through the collection right now, and I'm looking for things that should be in that box, things that remind me of those places, those things, those iconic logos.
and we're working on that. The Hungry Herf #1 was a huge success. We're going to start doing it every single year. Next year it's going to have a bar crawl. It's going to have outdoor games. We're going to do it later in the season so it's warmer, and they have a bunch of restaurants and diners and bars up and down that strip that are going to participate and make it something that you can bring non-cigar smokers to. So I'm really looking forward to turning that into a festival and making that part of Youngstown, that Hubbard, Ohio, a real happening spot for that one weekend every year. We saw our old friend Lou Liga. Shout out to him for driving all the way to Youngstown. It was great to see you, my brother. What else can I say, Tyler? I don't know. It was an epic trip.
It was awesome.
Got a lot done. The Behind the Box this month is awesome. Shout out to Leaf and Bean, right?
Yep.
Shout out to Leaf and Bean for being so hospitable. Sean, thank you very much. We're here back in the collection, and I could not be happier with the selection of cigars we've got. I just found the old White Rose from Maya Selva and a bunch of other things like the sushi packs that we're making available as we make our way through the coolers and find some of the things that we have a little bit left of, and then the things, of course, that we have a lot left of, or a lot of, for future boxes and LCA releases. So this is my favorite part of the job, and I guess I'll leave me to it. Peace.